2024 has been the worst year in real estate since 1995. If you guys are an active real estate agent, you might want to stick around and watch the rest of the video. But before we get into that, I want to welcome everybody back to the channel, Ivan Cano Real Estate. My name is Ivan Cano. I'm an active licensed real estate agent in the great state of Texas, and I want to help agents build a consistent and successful business just like I have by sharing my journey. If you like what you see on this channel, please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. It helps tremendously. It gets the message out. But I wanted to get into what I want to talk about today, and that is 2024 and how bad it's been. But more importantly, if you've seen any of my other social media, I'm very big on mindset, and there's a reason for that because I'm absolutely living it. Now let's go ahead and get into the video. I was getting my haircut today, but to be honest, I've kind of been asked this multiple times just in conversation with random people from all walks of life. So it's definitely making the news headlines, but usually it goes something like, so how's your year been? To which I respond, it's been fantastic. And they're like, really? That's good, because I've heard that it's been a really tough year or it's been a horrible year. It just depends, who I hear it from, but the data supports it, right? So I was having this conversation and mindset came up, and that's the thing. It's what I wanted to get into in today's video. Unedited, just off the cuff. I was getting some work done. I just kind of take a break and just kind of put my thoughts on paper or video, if you will. But really, why I think mindset's so important. So I just got back from our biggest convention of the year for my brokerage, and the CEO was going over the slides, and it was during the main session, and slide after slide, it's negative after negative after negative data point. So at the end of it, he goes, so if you guys are here, go ahead and pat yourselves on the back and congratulations. You guys have just survived the worst year in real estate since 1995. And that kind of perked my ears up a bit. My colleague next to me leaned over and said, congratulations, and it just kind of slapped me in the face, because truth be told, compared to last year, I had an amazing year. I mean, really. And we'll get more into that. So the mindset and why it matters and why I'm very passionate about it. So, let's go ahead and get into it and just start. Like I said, this is off the cuff, and I hope you guys stick around, but it's just kind of ramblings, and there's no script, there's no nothing. I literally just popped the camera on and started recording. But this year, like I said, has been amazing. Truth be told, though, I'm very hard on myself. And my goal for this year and every year has been to double my business year over year. And so I didn't do that this year. However, I kind of stayed in line. And that was, I think, part of the sense of stagnation that I was feeling throughout the year. Like, why wasn't I growing? And again, I'm very much focused on myself. So this is the point. I was wondering, what am I not doing? What am I doing correctly? Why am I not doubling my business year over year? And this convention kind of put things into perspective. Well, it's been a really bad year, but it didn't affect me and I wasn't aware of it. And I think those are keys to how you build a successful business, because there's a lot of noise out there. And this year especially, just the fact that it's been a quote unquote, bad year. And again, I use that lightly because I get it. The data supports it. But with the NAR changes, the recent NAR changes, that was on everybody's mind since the beginning of the year, and how things were going to happen, and just mass hysteria, and a lot of noise. I don't pay attention to the noise, and I mean that truthfully. I'm focused on what I'm doing, and I control the controllables, if that makes sense. So really, that's what I'm genuinely focused on. And again, it's a mindset thing. And what am I doing or not doing to advance or move the needle forward in whatever pillar of my life that I want? Now, this isn't just business related. This is a real estate business related channel for agents. So that's, kind of what it's geared towards. But in any pillar of life, really, you can control the controllables and kind of drown out the noise and just focus on, what's ahead of you. Like, that's really it. And I got to harken back, guys. When I started, I heard something, quite a few things, but one of them that stuck out was closings are going to happen every day, regardless of market conditions and regardless of what you do, feel, or care, or think. That stuck out to me. Another one was really just kind of, again, what are when there's a lot of, when you're lost, you don't know what to do. And again, it's just kind of putting one foot in front of the other, just kind of seeing where you're going instead of getting overwhelmed by not knowing the path. Just start taking the steps and start watching your feet. And again, just small incremental, steps at a time. So really, that's kind of what I dialed into. And again, this wasn't just business. This impacts every pillar of every aspect of your life. However, when you apply it to things such as your business, then you can really thrive. And again, I'm using my journey as again just an example of it, due to the fact that another thing that I like that I heard, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Now let that sink in, kind of rewind this, play it again. Whether you think you can or you can't, guess what? You're right. So that in itself is a mindset thing. And again, if I truly do believe this, if I would have been plugged in and listening to the news and all the noise and everything, I really do think what you consume, not just eat, what you consume, television, reading, podcasts, it creeps into your mind and your thoughts. And if you do believe that what you think you become, and you become what you think about, then you understand the significance of drowning out that noise. So from the start, like I said, I have my goals the year before to 2023 to 2024. I had my goals of doubling. Truth be told, I didn't hit those goals. But if I didn't have those goals and I didn't move, do everything I could to try to double my business, what would that have looked like in a quote unquote bad year like we just had in 2024? And I mean, we're coming up on the end. Today's December 2nd. I don't know when you guys will be seeing this video, probably the same day, hopefully. But what I'm meaning to say is if you let that poison creep into your mind, it starts affecting the way you move and the way you do things, because then you start, and again, we're all guilty of this because it's very easy to do that victim mentality. Well, it's not my fault. The market's just bad. Oh, well, it's not, that I'm not putting in the effort. It's just that the market's bad. And you start creating excuses for your lack of effort. And then that slowly just starts, you know, affecting your whole business. And again, this applies to any aspect of your life, but we're talking business here and in real estate. So what I mean to say is that's why I'm so passionate about just, again, real estate as a whole needs a lot of mindset. And again, that's why I keep going back to it, because I do think it's a crucial part. At least for me, it's just proven to be worth its weight in gold, essentially. I mean, it's just one of those things that I truly do believe in it, because again, there's different aspects and different things that you can do, but at the end of the day, I really do believe in mindset, just because if you think that it's going to be a bad year, you're going to be right. You're going to have a bad year. I didn't expect to have a bad year. I expected to double my business year over year. Now that didn't happen. And again, what a difference that makes. If I would have been like, oh, well, I'm not doubling. Now, I'm not making an excuse now. I'm not saying, but I'm like, that put things into perspective. Like, I've had a pretty lofty goal of doubling my business from 2023 to 2024 in one of the worst years since 1995. That thing puts into perspective why I maybe wasn't achieving it. But again, that doesn't make an excuse. And I'm glad I didn't listen to the noise, because where would I be if I let that creep into my head? That poison is what I think it is. And just let it creep into my head. Oh, well, I'm not doing as well because the year's bad. Oh, well, and you start making all these excuses, like I said. So truth be told, again, the conversation with the barber just kind of sparked this whole video today. But really, I just can't say it enough. It's one of those things that I truly do believe what you think about, you become what you think about. Whatever aspect you want to take it from, I take mine from faith, but it says it, it's just a man, as a man thinketh, so is he. So I didn't think I was going to have a bad year. I didn't think the market was bad. I just kind of put my nose down and I control the controllables. What am I doing or not doing to advance my business? And that again is one of the reasons why I think I had an incredible year, just like I did the prior year, even in a bad year. And again, maybe you don't believe it. Maybe this video is not for you then. But again, my journey, this is what I see. It's one of those things that I truly do think it's crucial that you work on your mindset, because you start moving different when you start believing and seeing things different. Again, I drowned out the noise. I didn't pay attention to market stats or anything. I just focused on the controllables. Keep it simple. It's not, our business is not an incredibly complex business. It's a simple business, so there's no need to overcomplicate it or muddle your vision or your goals by listening to the outside noise. It's just control the controllables. Now, if you're using the outside noise to create excuses for your lack of effort or your behaviors, then again, it's just one of those things. You have to face the mirror and you have to look at the person looking back at you in that mirror and kind of accept the fact that you're responsible for everything in your life. Now, I get it. Life is going to happen, but that isn't an excuse for everything else that you can control. And again, all of us are guilty, me included. That is just human nature to try to kind of excuse whatever. We try to find an excuse for anything we do or don't do, or achieve or don't achieve. And again, I've applied that, ownership and responsibility to, like, no, I don't accept that. I do believe that there's a lot that we can control. And again, life happens to everybody, but how you react to it and how you take it is totally up to you. And again, it's one of those things that just put your nose down and just kind of focus on the controllables, and you will see what difference that makes. Because again, I truly do believe it. You let that poison start creeping into your head, who knows what's going to happen. But again, as for me, yeah, it's been a bad year as a whole for the industry. But me personally, and again, it's not to brag. It's just because, again, I'm telling you, I didn't achieve my goals that I wanted, but I can see now why. I put it into perspective. So again, the year's coming to a close. I'm feeling super blessed. I already started on 2025 since October. I think it's going to be a fantastic year, even better than this year, but only time will tell. But again, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about what am I doing now that's going to impact my business in the next 90 days. And again, if you truly do believe that, then you want to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, because that's another topic for a different day. But I truly do believe that you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around with. So again, it's been an impact in my business. The people that I surrounded myself with are absolutely crushing it, and so am I. Coincidence? I'll leave that up to you. Let me know down in the comments whether you agree or disagree. I welcome it. Again, I understand that, not everybody's going to agree with the message, but it's just, I'm sharing what I think and my opinion. But as always, I'm always down to talk shop. If you want to ever discuss where your business is at and what you can do to, what steps you can take to try to better it, I'm all open. I'm always down. Feel free to reach out to me. Links on how to contact me down below. But as always, life is good. Always make it count.